Detectives, the case of the Maker Mischief. So we are looking for our characters. We are looking for the hook. We are going to be looking for character setting problem. So remember, that's all the kind of stuff we are going to be looking for in the first chapters. Chapter 1. The doorbell rang at 7:49 on Friday morning. That was the first clue something was wrong. Nobody should be coming to our front door at that time. Friday mornings are when people get ready for school or work. Downstairs, I heard my mom open the door and speak to someone. Myron, she called from the bottom of the stairs, you have a visitor. I am not supposed to have visitors, I called back. I sat on my bed and put a sock on my left foot. I'm supposed to be getting ready for school. I know, dear, Mom called. I don't want to upset your routine, but he insists he speak with you. Routines are important to me. When I do the same thing at the same time every day, I feel calm. Unexpected things do not make me feel calm. And someone ringing the doorbell at 7:49 in the morning was very unexpected. In the kitchen, my baby sister Sophia cried in her high chair. She was waiting for her breakfast. That was her morning routine. She wasn't happy about this unexpected visitor either. Myron, please come downstairs. Mom used her singing voice. That's how she speaks when she wants me to do something I really don't want to do. He says he's a friend from school. I paused with a sock halfway on my right foot. A friend from school? I had just started at West Meadows Elementary last month. I didn't have many friends there. That meant the list of suspects was small. Now I was curious. A good detective is always curious. I pulled on my sock and went downstairs. Jordan stood inside our front door. He was in my morning class at school, so he was on my suspect list. But that didn't explain why he was at my house before school. Sophia screamed louder from the other room. I'll let you talk with your friend, Mom said. She went back into the kitchen. Jordan wiped his nose with his sleeve. He had short black hair that stuck straight out just above his left ear. He looked like he had just woken up. His eyes were red and swollen, too. He'd either been crying or had allergies. It was the middle of October, so I didn't think it was allergies. That meant he had been crying. Why are you here? I said. I didn't want to miss you, he sniffed. How could you miss me? I said. We're in the same class. Our class has 4 people in it. 5 if you count Mr. Harple. And I would since he's our teacher, but that doesn't answer my question. Why are you here? Someone stole Robson, Jordan said in a low voice. Robson, your robot? Jordan nodded. His appearance on my doorstep suddenly made sense. I had a new mystery to solve. 15 minutes later, I was lost. This isn't the way to school, I said. We've been walking for 7 minutes and we're still not at school. We're going to be late. We're taking a detour. Jordan hurried down the sidewalk. He had not stopped walking since I agreed to find Robson the robot. Jordan had paced in a tight circle in our front hallway while I got ready. Now he balled his hands into fists as he walked. I knew that meant he was really upset. I'm not good at guessing how people feel, but with Jordan, it's not too hard. When he makes a fist, he's mad. That's when he hits things or people. He always apologizes after, but when he gets mad, he loses control. Control is important to me too. When things get out of control, my brain itches and I want to disappear. Finding Jordan's robot would help Jordan get control back. That's why I agreed to change my morning routine. I ate a banana for breakfast instead of having a bowl of apple and cinnamon oatmeal. I opened my detective notebook to a blank page, pulled a fresh black pen from my pocket, and asked Jordan to tell me about the robot thief from the beginning. Robson is the robot I'm building with Glitch for the Robot Maze Challenge at the Marker Fair. Jordan explained. Glitch is in our morning class too. Her real name is Danielle, but everyone calls her Glitch because she knows a lot about computers. The Maker Fair is happening in Oakdale Park this weekend. It's for people who like to build stuff and see how stuff works. Like robots? I asked. I hurried to keep with Jordan. My notes were messy. Writing while walking is a detective skill I need to work on. Robots, mini computers, and other cool stuff, Jordan said. Glitch and I have been working on our robot in Mrs. Faye's class after school maker club in the library. I'm doing the design, and Glitch is writing all the computer code that makes the bot move. I've seen the plans for your robot on your desk, I said. That's the other thing, Jordan said. I can't find those plans. I searched for them yesterday, but they vanished. That's impossible, I said. Things don't vanish, Jordan. I know. That's why I'm sure it's all connected. Connected to what? I asked. We finished the bot yesterday, he said. I brought it home to add details to the paint job. I had put it in the shed in our backyard. When I went to check on it this morning, it was gone. Jordan followed the sidewalk around the corner and stopped. We stood at the top of the tree-lined street. My house is at the end of this street, Jordan said. My brain began to itch. We don't have time to go to your house, I said. We will be late for school. I'm never late. Relax, Myron. We're not going to my house. Jordan pointed to a small red brick house across the road. We're going there. It was the first house on the street. There was a gnome made of stone sitting at an angle near the cracked cement steps. The gnome was cracked too. We don't have time to go there either, I said. Yes, we do. Jordan took my arm and pulled me along as he marched across the street. He knocked loudly on the door. Who lives here? I said. The door opened and I got my answer. Smasher McGlinley, the biggest bully at West Meadows Elementary, stood in the doorway, half a piece of toast hanging from her mouth. What are you two doing here? She tore off a chunk of toast and chomped it as she glared at us. I suddenly remembered the T-Rex exhibit at the museum and was glad I had stopped in the bathroom before we left my house. We know you took my robot, Smasher. Jordan's hands were curled into fists again. I was scared he was going to hit her. Instead, he pushed me closer to Smasher. And I've hired the best detective in town to get it back. Meet Myron Matthews. I know Myron the Snoop, Smasher snarled. We go to the same school, remember? Now, go away. I didn't steal your dumb robot. Yes, you did. Jordan wasn't backing down. You even said so. Smasher stopped chewing. What are you talking about? At last week's Makers Club meeting, you said you liked our robot so much you were going to take it for yourself. I was joking, Smasher said. And now you're lying. Jordan put his hand on my shoulder. Myron Matthews is going to bring you down, Smasher. He is now, Smasher loomed over me. And what does this great detective have to say about that? My throat closed. Breathing suddenly became very difficult. Smasher took another bite of toast and grinned as she chewed it into mush. If we stood here much longer, we would be mush too. A blue van stopped at the corner of the street and honked. There was a commotion inside, and I could see someone clambering into the front. Then Hurrah, my detective partner, stuck her head out the van's passenger side window. Myron and Jordan, I knew it was you guys, Hurrah shouted. My mom didn't believe me, but I was right again. Hurrah spotted Smasher and frowned. Is everything okay? Do you need a ride to school? Yes, we do, I said, suddenly able to speak again. Goodbye, Smasher. I hurried away from the house, pulling Jordan with me. This isn't over, Smasher, Jordan shouted. You're right, Smasher called back. The fun is just beginning. We scrambled into the van. Hurrah's mom drove away with surprising speed. Hurrah turned to me. Her long black braid whipped around with her and rested over her shoulder. Good thing we were passing by. Smasher did not look happy to see you. True, I said, but I'm very happy to see you. When I first moved to West Meadows, I didn't want a detective partner. Now I don't know how I would survive without one. All right, so let's plot Mountain real quick. What we've just learned.
That was one chapter.
What? Yep, that was all chapter 1. It was a long chapter.
That's the shortest chapter I ever heard of.
No, that was a really long chapter.
I read chapters longer than that. Do you know the Plot Mountain was
I don't know why we are all shouting and talking right now. Because I did not see anybody with a hand up.
If we're making the same plot mountain as you, can we copy what you write?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. So we need to write our hook, and we're going to write our characters, setting, and problem. And we also have at least one rising action that we read. All right, so hook, what was the beginning? What happened at the very beginning of the story?
Somebody rang on his doorbell really early.
Someone rang on the doorbell really early in the morning, right?
The doorbell rang at 10:49 on Friday morning.
Yep, the doorbell rang at 7:49 on Friday morning. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit to that. How did Myron feel about the fact that his doorbell rang at 7:49 on Friday morning?
A bit mad.
Keep going, Emily. He wasn't mad.
A bit mad and frustrated at the same time.
So he was kind of mad and frustrated, right? He had a little bit of both. He was a little mad, a little frustrated.
And a little suspicious.
Okay, so we'll put mad, frustrated, and a...
But I thought the hook we just put, why were we supposed to be putting that already, Mitchell? We're just supposed to be putting the hook.
Okay, hold on, Walter. Let me finish. You asked the question, and then let me answer the question. The reason that we're going to put that is because I want to put it so we know how he was feeling about the fact that someone rang his doorbell, because that has a lot to do with how he felt about the mystery in the first place. Because he was mad, frustrated, and a little suspicious, he's not necessarily wanting to solve this mystery because it's messed up now his morning routine that he's used to.
Can you share your screen to see what you wrote?
Yes. Okay, so I want to put it because he was mad, frustrated, and a little suspicious. So then I know, if he's feeling that way, there's a good chance that he probably, yes, he's going to solve the mystery, but maybe he doesn't really want to. Okay, so now I'm going to look at my, I wrote my setting, hold on, a little too close to my characters because my character list is probably too long. Okay, characters, who have we met so far? There's been quite a few.
Myron.
Okay, we for sure have Myron. Okay, Tony.
Smasher. No. Mom, Sophia, Jordan, Smasher, and Hurrah.
Mom, Jordan.
Luciana, why'd you put a C?
What, for character? For characters?
Oh, okay.
I know that they're my characters. Myron, Smasher, Mom, Jordan, Ellen, Sophia, baby sister. Myron, Smasher, Mom, Jordan, Hurrah, Sophia. That's all the people we've met so far. Okay. What about the setting? I'm actually going to draw a little line just so I can, because then I'll put all my other characters on that side or on this side. What about the setting? Where is it taking place so far?
Myron's house.
So Myron's house.
Outside. And then Smasher's house.
Outside. And Smasher's house. Okay. All right, here's the big one. What's the problem of the story? What has happened? What's the problem of the story? Dimitri, what's the problem of the story?
Myron smashed a toy. He couldn't find.
It's not Myron's toy though. It's whose? It's not Myron's toy that
Jordan.
Jordan?
It was Jordan. But what? It wasn't a toy though. What was it?
It was a robot.
A
It was
robot?
a robot.
Someone stole Jordan's robot.
Someone stole
Jordan's
robot. And he has hired Myron to find it. I'm adding that to my problem so I know that he.
How is that a problem that he hired Myron?
Bella, just like I told Walter, I'm literally explaining it, but y'all are interrupting me before I can finish explaining it. So someone stole Jordan's robot and he has hired Myron to find it. The reason I am adding that to the problem, even though it's not a problem, the reason I'm adding that is so that I know that he has hired Myron to find the robot. Because otherwise I might not know that. It's not a rising action. Okay, so now rising action. We had one kind of big event that happened. There's just one kind of big event. Because we already know someone stole Jordan's robot. What was the big thing they went and did? The big event that happened. There's one big event that happened in this chapter. Who was their first suspect?
Smasher. It's a chapter.
Smasher, right? So they went and confronted Smasher. I put went and confronted Smasher. And then I'm even gonna add, I make down here suspect list. Smasher. Okay, has anything else happened that I need to know?
Whenever somebody is about like, whenever Jordan makes like fist, Myron like gets upset, I'm guessing.
Okay, so yes, that is important for me to know. I don't need to write it on my plot mountain though, but I do probably need to know that when Jordan starts to make a fist, that means he's getting angry and that means that something's wrong. But I don't necessarily need to write it down. But that is something I'm going to put in my brain and remember. Because if we were taking a test over this and we had a test over that and there was a question over that, I would want to remember that. I would want to remember that, you know, Jordan does get angry. All right, so that is our West Meadows Detectives Baker Mischief